late because sometimes you don't realize that you're getting caught up in the everyday nonsense, theoretical stuff that really doesn't help your life at all. And that's what happened today. I got caught up in some theoretical nonsense, which I just eliminated, and I'm very happy that I eliminated. It was just this is going to this possible maybe enough of the theoretical nonsense in life. We have things to do that are more important than that. Like it set me back an hour and a half. An hour and a half today. I let that crap set me back an hour and a half from getting my job done, what needs to be done. But I'm going to see one of the captains on the boat, and I was, because tomorrow is my birthday, I was planning on going diving, but I spoke with the doctor, and she said that she would advise against that, considering the wounds on my leg have not completely healed up. So that's the end of that. No matter what it is, that is probably one of the few times on my birthday I haven't been diving. But I'll make up for it shortly. So, because everything is healing well. Now, as far as what's in the title, my blood work, which I'm going to show you, came back. I'll show you the results. I'll show you the PDF files so that there's no miscommunication. And why I'm going to do that is because we have a creepy little group, a group of creeps, low life, creepy little people on YouTube that keep making up stories about my blood work and that I have diabetes and that all this other stuff is happening. None of that's true. None of that is true. I'll show you the results. There are 5 items that are out of the parameters that this hospital chooses to use as parameters. But in general, if you look it up on the internet, 2 of those 5 items, my results are within the parameters of normal, and 3, the results are out of the normal by less than 0.3 of a percentage point, or even 1/100th of a percentage point. So when I spoke with the woman in the laboratory about the results that I took yesterday, she said there's nothing to worry about. The one thing that she did ask me about is my ketones. Ketones should be in the negative. However, they're in the positive. And on the internet, there are 3 or 4 explanations for the ketones being positive. Some are not good at all. However, there are two reasons, and I have the articles up on the internet. There are 2 reasons that your ketones could be positive. One of them is fasting, fasting. And I have fasted for an entire 24 hours. And then I ate one meal, a small meal, at like 8 o'clock Tuesday night, as it would be, I believe, Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. And then I didn't eat anything at all until I took my test. No water, no fluids, no drink, no coffee. Fasting is fasting. No intake of foods or water or anything for 10 to 12 hours. So from 8 o'clock that night until 10 o'clock the next morning, I had no foods except for one small piece of meat at 8 o'clock on Tuesday night. So when I explained to her that I was on the carnivore diet, she knew exactly what that was. And then she offered the information that if you are on the carnivore diet and you're only eating meat, then your body is processing fat instead of carbohydrates. And that would also raise your ketones. So she said there's nothing to worry about at that point either, because I'm doing 2 things. that would cause my ketones to be higher. Now, as far as the carnivore diet is concerned, one of the benefits of the carnivore diet is your body burns fat from stored fat that you have in your body because you're not eating carbohydrates, which is the point of the carnivore diet. So that item is an insignificant factor for two different reasons. Now, as far as you hear the creepy people of YouTube that claim that Fazio has diabetes. I'm not even anywhere near the threshold of diabetes. So when you hear the creeps of YouTube making false claims, like they do on a daily basis, it's not true. So I'll show you the results in a moment or two. Now, as far as the other creeps of YouTube are concerned, no longer will you be addressed. If you come on my channel while I'm working, or even now, and you're not a benefit to my channel in some way, commenting in a positive nature, I'm gonna just ask you not to comment. If you want to comment to somebody else and direct your question to someone else, that's fine. And when I'm working, the only comments I will address are from real men. Real men supermen, and alpha males. Those are the only comments I will address. And some old friends, although I'm going to eliminate a lot of that as well. Because if you're my old friend, old YouTube companion, and you feel the need to have a comment placed up on the board, you're welcome to do that. I just won't respond to them anymore. I have other things to do in my life, which brings me back, digressing back to the original part of this conversation. Too much hypothetical crap. Too many people asking questions that are irrelevant to what I want to do in the future. And the only reason I'm sitting here today is because, well, yesterday I was in the city and I accomplished many things in the city, many things. I went to, well, I'll just go through the day, what my day consisted of, and then we'll go on to the test results. Okay, so I got up at 5:30 in the morning, and I did not eat. I did not have my coffee, and I was not a happy camper. I was hungry. But by 7 o'clock, I had wasted another 30 minutes on theoretical crap, as far as I'm concerned. Now, it wasn't a wasted theoretical crap. At some point, it was beneficial for the conversation to continue. But at a certain point, it became theoretical bullshit, and I just put my hands up and said, I'm done with this crap. So I wasted a half an hour in the morning on that stuff. I also had to spend some time trying to get a credit card turned back on, which I know what the problem is now. I told you what it was last week, that Lozada double charged me. And we agreed, the credit card company, the bank and I agreed to turn the credit card off. And I had an idea in my head that after a week, they would not double bill me again. And that's probably true. So I spent a half an hour conversation with a customer service agent from Skype saying that I'm going to turn the credit card back on because my Skype got shut off. Not that I care, but it will get turned back on in a few days. So if Scott Del Fuego was out there, I have something that I want to send you in regards to my credit card. And I need you to pass something along to my bank, because my bank representative of going on 18 years, Jody, she retired. and her email was shut down. And I didn't have another email for the bank, so that set me back another half an hour in trying to get in touch with the bank through different venues. So that was another thing. And then, of course, after I got dressed, I jumped on. I did my daily walking exercise. I walked up about 1,000 feet from my house to the main corner, and then made a left and walked a few hundred more feet, which is good for the circulation in my foot, and which I'm going to put up now. And got on the jeepney, very nice. Had a nice ride into the city. Got dropped off on the corner where I went to a new hospital, a different hospital. Let me tell you something as an added benefit to living in the Philippines, to know about this stuff. As an added benefit that I give you people the truth about what the hell is going on, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me tell you something about even the people in the hospitals, even the receptionists, even the people that answer the phone for certain departments, even they don't know what the hell is going on sometimes. This is just disgusting. And I'll get involved with that when I get to explain my trip to the hospital. So I get dropped off, and the tricycle drivers look at you. This is this kind of information I give you that saves you a lot of money if you're paying attention. And this is the kind of information I'll be giving to the real men, the supermen, and the alpha males in private, if need be, by sending out memos and things of if you join my channel. If you don't join my channel, please don't expect to get a response. If I see people that aren't worth anything in my estimation as human beings, as bloggers, and as people, I see they consuming large amounts of donations to their channel and themselves for absolute garbage that they put out content, garbage content. You are not going to get me to respond to your comments if you're on those channels giving that guy kudos, giving those men kudos, giving those women kudos for their garbage content. If I see your name on one of those channels and you come on my channel and you wish to ask me a question, you're not going to get any response whatsoever. In fact, that's been like that for a long time. So don't come on my channel and ask me questions and then go to somebody else's channel and kiss their Badinsky because they're paying prostitutes $90 for a short stay, streetwalkers that they pick up on the street, and offering them right up front, hello, how you doing? I'll give you 3,000 baht. You come home with me. That's $90 to a girl in Thailand that couldn't make $10 a day on a job, and now she's going to make $90 for an hour's work. You think that's normal? I don't think that's normal. Don't come on my channel if you have been on that other person's channel who hires 3 to 5 prostitutes a week, lives in bars with prostitutes, and then his best friend is equally in love with women as much as ladyboys, and sometimes they stay in the same room together. Don't come on my channel. Don't come on. I don't want that kind of clientele on my channel. I don't care. If you're living your degenerate mindset vicariously through some piece of work in Thailand, I don't want you on my channel. I'll make this perfectly clear. And as far as that's concerned, that's set in stone. Now, I haven't watched anything from that. He calls himself the slob. I haven't watched anything at all in 5 days. I've been very busy. But, and I don't plan on catching up. My name is not the creep of YouTube who has to watch every video that where someone may have slighted me. I don't care. What I do care about is I've already explained. I've already explained that to the slob and his buddy Richie. So those are the only things I care about, and neither one of those events will ever take place. So all you see from that guy is degeneracy, personal self-loathing, and hatred towards himself. And it has to be, it just in my estimation, he has to come from a family, a long line of degenerates, because he discusses his family and what he does, that they know exactly what he does. That's just disgusting. His entire lifestyle is disgusting. And most of my good friends, all of my good friends agree. So let's get back to the tricycle ride. So when you're in the city and the province, the tricycle drivers will try to get whatever they think they can nail you for at that moment. So when you walk up to a tricycle driver, first of all, one of the biggest mistakes a person in the Philippines can make. I want to open up my comments page. I don't see any comments. Okay, never mind. One of the biggest mistakes you can make when you come to the Philippines is asking a tricycle driver or a cab driver how much. But you don't have a lot of options for that. You can't know what the ride is. So one thing you need to do is before you get into a tricycle, before you sit down, they have a standard measure that they give you. They're ready to screw you from the get-go if you're not asking in advance or telling them what you're willing to pay for the ride. I've been in a tricycle to go, I don't know, 3,000 feet because I had a lot of walking to do that day, and I was running behind on time. And I get in a tricycle. A tricycle ride is 2 kilometers for 15 pesos. That's normal. A mile for 15 pesos. More than a mile could go up to 20, up to 2 miles. But a tricycle ride should be 15 pesos. If you get in that tricycle and go 1 kilometer, half a mile, 3,280 feet, and you don't ask what that ride is going to be as a foreigner, they'll tell you when you get out of the tricycle, give me 40 pesos, which is more than twice, 2.5 times what it should be. So before you get in a tricycle, you make sure the price is set. Same thing with a cab. So I got off on the corner, and the first tricycle stopped by. They always stop to ask you, tricycle ride, sir? Yes. Pila, how much? Don't say how much. Don't say how much. That means you don't understand any of their language. That means you're new to the game, and they're gonna stick it to you. How much to get to the Ace Hospital, which is, I don't know, just over a mile. Not much further than where the jeepney dropped me off. So it should be 20 pesos. 50 pesos, sir. Only 50 pesos. No, go away. I'll do it for 40. Go away. Go away. Go away. Just tell them to go away. Don't even entertain using them. Because if they start off with 50 and they know the ride should be 20, they're not coming down to 20. Because that would make them lose face that they tried to screw you. So the next person that stopped, you say Pila, P-I-L-A. Pila, pesos, Ace Hospital. Then they're going to give you a price for 40 or 35, which still the ride should only be 25 pesos. It's a 25 peso ride. For a Filipino, Filipinos go 5-6 kilometers for 25 pesos. Foreigners are going to pay a little bit more. But if you're, like I've seen Filipinos go from the BQ to the ICM mall for 25 pesos. But me, it's going to be 45 or 50. not much of a difference. And of course, we have more money than the Filipinos, but it's the same ride. It doesn't cost them any more to put an American in the tricycle than a Filipino. They just charge you an adjusted price, the long nose tax, as we say. So the next tricycle driver was 40 pesos. I said, no, no, no. He went down to 35. I said, no, it's okay. It's okay. I'll get it. So the third tricycle driver, I just said, because now I know you figure out what the price is. So the next tricycle driver is, you stop the tricycle and you say like this. This is how you do it. Ace Hospital, 25 pesos. Or delete. Get in, they tell you, because they didn't answer the question yet, did they? You get in. No. Ace Hospital, 25 pesos. Yes or no? Yes, sir. So the ride is worth 25 pesos to this man, but 50 pesos to another man. So if you wish to pay double for everything you do in the Philippines, you're going to run out of money. You're just going to take you to the cleaners every time. Now, talking about taking you to the cleaners, let's go on to the hospital itself. This is a nightmare living in the Philippines sometimes. Let me tell you what happened on Tuesday afternoon. I called up. Well, I went to the doctor. Yes, I went to the doctor Tuesday morning, and in Bohol, and she requested a cardiac panel workup. And then she told me that I'd have to pick a hospital in the city. So Tuesday, I went to the city anyway on Tuesday to see if they fixed my credit card yet, where it works. My debit card, no, it does not work. They did not fix it. And on top of that, they don't know what the problem is. So now it's 3 weeks that they can't fix my card not working in their debit card machine or in their online purchases. So you want to talk about a nightmare living. So this is the bank, their credit card, debit card department can't fix why my credit card doesn't work, debit card doesn't work. They refuse to give me another one because they insist they want to find out why it doesn't work. And 3 weeks now, their so-called experts are working on this. This is an effing joke. It's the kind of joke that Philippines institutions play on people. They don't know their job. They have no idea how to perform the function of their job. And they make you the victim of their not being it. 3 weeks, 300 phone calls, 5 trips to the bank, and my debit card is still not working, and no one knows why. Moving on, I went to that bank Tuesday. I went to a third bank I have money in, and I took out 20,000 pesos because I needed medicine from the doctor I went to on Tuesday morning. That medicine is something called Fluxloxicilia. Fluxloxicilia. Here it is right here for you. Anyway, these pills are cheap. They are 44 pesos a piece. However, just like everything else in the Philippines, I had to go to 11 drugstores. 11 drugstores. And only one drugstore had that product. Now, so how much did that cost? How much time was wasted? 2 hours, to be exact. 2 hours, to be exact. 2 hours walking from one drugstore to the other, 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 to the other. 11 on the 11th drugstore. I found a store that had that product. Some stores had 4 pills. Some stores had 7 pills. But my prescription was for 21 pills. This is hard living here, and doctor care here is just not anything like it is in America. Okay, so I went to 11 drugstores, and we're going to talk about, this is what I did Tuesday. It's all leading up to the hospital. Let me go get a product that was $100, one product. It was $106.80. Hold on, one product. And if I told you those 11 drugstores didn't have this product either, I had to go to a 12th. Or maybe even a 13th. I'm not sure. So you want to live in the Philippines, you better get used to, as Steve Montelli says, be prepared to be underwhelmed. So this product, the doctor prescribed me those pills. We talked about 11 trips, 11 drugstores, only one had the product. But the doctor prescribed this medicine as well. However, if you'll see, it's silver sulfadiazine, and on the bottom, flamacerium cream. But it also has plus curamine nitrate. Okay, so it has 3 products in this cream. The doctor prescribed silver sulfadiazine and flamacerium cream. Oh boy. Oh boy. Thanks, Philip. Oh boy. If you were in the store, I had to get the manager of the store to get me this off the shelf from the back room. I had to tell the girl at the counter that what the doctor prescribed was a medicine. Boy, they're raping us here too. Don't think you're not going to get raped for certain things in the Philippines, because silver sulfadiazine flamacerium cream in a tube used to come in a white tube about that long, and 15 grams was 300 pesos or $6. Oh, but that tube doesn't exist anymore anywhere. And it's an over-the-counter product. Thank you, your wife. Yeah, because she doesn't understand reality, Philip. That's clear as day. She has no concept of what we have to go through as men trying to forge our way through life here. So silver sulfadiazine flamacerium cream used to come in a tube, 15 grams for $6, 300 pesos. It was a little less, but we'll say $6. They don't sell that tube anymore. What they did, these bastards, the pharmaceutical companies, what these bastards did is they changed the color of the tube, how it's packaged, and the amount that's in the tube from 15 grams to 10 grams, and then they put it in a yellow box, and they shortened the tube up to about 1 3/4 inches high, where you squeeze it out. So it's a wider, thicker tube, but it's only 10 grams. And guess what 10 grams cost you? I don't want you to guess. I really don't need your comments on my page. But 10 grams are 831 pesos. So it went from maximum 300 pesos a year ago. They changed the box. They took 30% out of the tube, and it went from 300 pesos to 831 pesos. Now, the 831 pesos is every one of the 11 drugstores. 830, 831, 830, 830, 831, 830. So they're all in, all their prices are within 1 peso of each other. Every price in every drugstore. However, I find the product, that Flux Arakamaka, whatever that Flux thing is, whatever this was, Flux something. This is the names on this crap is amazing. I'll give you a better shot of this. Flux oxacillin. Okay, it's an antibiotic. It's a penicillin. So that store. Now what I did was I walked up and down the main street in Tagbilaran, and I know where all the drugstores are because I've been to all of them multiple times. So on the 11th store, I was coming back going towards the BQ Mall. I got that medicine for 44 pesos per pill. The other pills I was taking were 84 pesos per pill. So the doctor gave me something different. I don't know if it's stronger or not. She's going to reevaluate me on Tuesday. So the next drugstore had nothing that I wanted. That was the 12th drugstore. And then the 13th drugstore, I walk in. I know they have this Flamacerium cream. It's silver sulfur. I know they have silver sulfur diazine, cerium nitrate Flamacerium, because I had it on my paper. I had it on the paper I wanted. So I gave her the prescription from the doctor. Not it wasn't a prescription, it was just a recommendation. But I said, I don't want that. I want this container, 500 grams. Because this container with the added cerium nitrate to the product is a better product that treats the type of wounds I have on my leg better. Now the doctor, maybe she knew that this is like a rarity in the Philippines because none of the other drugstores had this at all. So I know that the store I was going to for the next store and the last store, by the way, I know I've been buying this product for 4 years for different, wounds and stuff that I get when I'm working. And this is what it looks like. It's a cream. A white, it doesn't drip at all. It's a very thick white cream. Let me show you something else. So I want to tell you how disgusting, how bad things are in the Philippines. Because I'm going to show you this container from about 4 years ago. I'll show you this container. This container 4 years ago, Daisy bought this container for 3,500 pesos. Daisy bought this container. So that it's going back 4 years. And she bought it for her foot wound that she got from welding. So 3,500 pesos. Somewhere in between, I bought another one for 4,500 pesos. So it went up 1,000 pesos, $20 more for this container from 4 years ago to 2.5 years ago. And now yesterday, it's 5,300. So it went up another 800 pesos. But my point is, in 4 years, it went up 1,800 pesos for 500 grams. There's another container in the shop I have of this. It's labeled used screws. They're nice containers though. They're really nice containers to put screws and nuts and bolts in. So the price of one medicine from 4 years has gone up. It was 3,500. Now it's 5,300. It went up 1,800 pesos, yeah? Which means it went up more than 50%. How is that reasonable? I don't know, but that's what it is. So I go into the drugstore and I tell the woman, I want Flamacerium silver sulfur diazine, cerium nitrate Flamacerium cream. But I showed her the doctor's prescription. So we don't have that. You don't have what? You don't have what? We don't have the flamacerium, silver sulfadiazine, cerium nitrate, flamacerium cream. I said, you've had it for 5 years. Yes, sir. We don't have that anymore. You have to buy this product, 10 grams for 831 pesos. So that's 81 pesos a gram for that, or basically 10 grams, 10 pesos a gram for the better cream. So I said, can I please speak with the... Sir, we don't have that product. I didn't ask you whether you had the product again for the 4th or 5th time. I said, I'd like to speak with the manager of the drugstore. Who's in charge? Sir, we don't have that. So what is it that you don't understand, ma'am? What is it that you don't understand? I wish to speak with the manager of the drugstore. Will you please bring the manager over to the counter? Yes, sir. After asking 5 times, and now I'll tell you why. She knew for a fact that this container, was exactly what I wanted, and she knew exactly where it was. But she was trying to make the drugstore 8 times the profit, because I would have to come back for 10 or 12 different tubes over the course of my dressing the wound, right? She was just trying to multiply the profit for the drugstore for no benefit to her, other than her job is secure. And not only that, there were probably 45 people in the drugstore waiting to buy medicine. So there's no shortage of them bending you over at the counter. There is usually a line outside this drugstore, 20 or 30 people deep, because they have the best supply. So the manager comes over, and I told the manager, look, I want this flamacerium, silver sulfadiazine, cerium nitrate, flamacerium cream. I don't want the one on the prescription. Please tell this girl to go in the back and get that 500 grams, the 500 gram jar off the shelf, and bring one out here. Yes, sir. That was it. The manager was listening the whole time. She knew exactly what the girl was doing. And she was okay with that until I called her over. And she went about however many words is, and the girl walked away from the register, from the counter, and she was back in 45 seconds with this bottle. So I had a fight with her, figuratively speaking. I had to verbally argue with her, which is not really called for in this case. I asked for what I wanted. I know what I wanted. I've been buying the same product in there for 5 years, 4.5 years. And her position is, let's just charge this stupid Cano 8 times the price for an inferior quality product. Oh, the doctor gave me a prescription for the medicine and the cream, and now that's done. And now I went to the bank. Now I have one more bank to go to, my new bank, for them to install their app, because I lost the instructions somewhere when I took things out of my pocket. There was a little sheet of instructions about this big, and I lost that. It's on here. It's just a little piece of paper. It gives you like 10 things to do. So I said, well, I'll just let the bank do it. So the girl at the bank, more than helpful. I tell you what, I think the bank that I am working with now is a great bank. I'll let you know in a few months when I get my credit card and it works, or my debit card. But so she just went through the motions. By this time, it's 11 o'clock. And she signed in. She put the app for the bank in. She showed me how it worked. She showed me this, that, and the other thing, none of which I'll remember. But I don't have a, I have a small amount of knowledge for that kind of stuff, but I probably won't use. You can pay your glow bill. I think I'm going to use it for that. Anyway, now it's 12 o'clock. So the next thing that I have to do is to go to what did I do next after that? Oh, the big one. Right, the big one. I did the big one. Now I go. Now this is just Steve Montelli, quote unquote. Welcome to the Philippines. Prepare to be underwhelmed. So I go to my artist in Aldea Photo, and it's in my video where I had the poster made up. Originally, I was going to have someone paint it on the wall, but that fell through because of the rain. So I decided on a poster instead. And I have a poster that's almost 5 feet wide and 12 feet long. That's going on the container. So I get to Aldea Photo, and JR, who's been my artist for going on 7 years for whatever I want, he doesn't do that anymore. He makes coffee cups and shirts. He's been elevated, but he's still in the same general area. So we said hello to each other. And now we have the other gentleman, the young gentleman that you see in the video. I think he's new, and I don't think. No, not really, but just tired of stupid. Just tired of dealing stupid. No, I'm not at a breaking point. I'll be able to win at the end of the day, but it's a constant struggle to live here. I'm just trying to tell people that you think you're coming to the Philippines and you're going to live the life of an American. You're not. You are not going to live anything close to the life of. You are not going to get a straight answer from anybody. You're not going to get an honest answer from 80% of the people that tricycle drivers, cab riders, cab drivers, the hospital receptionist. We haven't even gotten to the hospital yet, which I'm going to get to in a minute. So I get to the artwork guy, and this guy is just not good at. He's not JR. JR would. He just he knows every function. He knows the simple shit like centering the well, there were basically 4 different drawings on the artwork I wanted, and this guy couldn't get it through his head that he put the Mushroom Man picture, and then he puts bold letters, the Mushroom Man. He chooses black. I said, that's ugly, dude. Give me red with a white border. Are you sure? Yeah, I just said what I wanted. Okay, so it was that way 45 minutes. 45 minutes. I taught him how to center stuff. I said, dude, I want everything symmetrical. Do you understand symmetrical? Yes, sir. I said, well, then why don't you make it symmetrical? I don't want 30% of the top. He would take a picture of, get off my channel, you piece of crap. Get off my channel. Somebody shit-canned this guy. I know who you are, and you are a troll. Get off my channel. And you're trolling. Get off. I'll fix you right now. I'll fix it. You are one of the biggest trolls on YouTube. You go and praise the slob and the other guy, and then you come to my channel and you want me to say why the culture is hard to deal with. You're just trolling me to get some sort of a soundbite for some future thing that you want to do. You're a piece of work. That's what you are. You're a troll, and you're not welcome on my channel. It's not complicated at all. I'll fix you right now. Okay, we got to go to my channel. You are one of the biggest trolls on YouTube. I just made it clear over the last month or so, I don't want trolls on my channel. And you're last month or so, I don't want. So you're not going to be the exception to the rule, I'll tell you that. Real men hide by the NBI. Adios, asshole. I've been telling you, don't troll my channel, and this guy is a professional troll. You're gone. You've been blacklisted from just about every channel on YouTube, by the way. So this guy is just here to create a little bit of disharmony in my live stream. Not going to deal with this shit. I don't care if 3 people watch my live streams. I don't care. You'll either become a member of my real man, Superman, or alpha male community, and then you'll have a say-so, or you are already a real man and a friend. Then you have a say-so. But trolls like that, unwanted, unneeded, waste of time. And now we have wasted 2 minutes of our lives dealing with that piece of garbage troll. So the artist, 45 minutes to do what JR and I could have done in probably 20 minutes. Maybe it was an hour. That still JR and I could do that in 20 minutes. We get it done. Now I want it printed in a 6 foot high printout, and then however long it is, 12 feet long, 13 feet long, 14 feet long. I told him that from the get-go. I want it 6 feet wide. He didn't say anything. Did he say that the machine upstairs has a glitch in it and they're no longer printing 6 foot wide banners? He did not. But I was clear. I want it at least 6 feet high and 15 feet long. I was clear as day on that. This is what I mean. In order for you to do business like you did business in America, you would have to say to that guy, I want it 6 foot high and however wide it is, because he knows the machine upstairs is not working. He knows that for a fact, but he still went ahead and let me make the drawing and make me invest an hour of my time. Now, I could have declined a 5 foot or 4.5 foot poster. However, I didn't. I decided to take it. But he knew there was no 6 foot machine to print it available. He knew that from the get-go. This is what they do. They get you to invest your time, to waste your time, to have an investment of your time in the project, and then you just say, well, okay, all right. Same thing with the tire guy. He made me take the tire back to his shop, and then he changed the price. It's the same thing a car salesman does. They have you sit around and wait for hours at a time while they're checking something out. Meanwhile, they're smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. You're investing your time, and now he has you by the balls. That's what used car salesmen and car salesmen do, and all salesmen. That they get you to invest your time. So this idiot, although he doesn't know what he was doing it. So when I say I want to print out 6 feet high, sir, we only have 4 foot by 4 foot wide paper. I said, you have 6 foot tarpaulin right there. Yes, sir, but the machine is upstairs and it has a glitch. So I had, at this point, made the drawing. I could have just given the guy 100 pesos for the print, the artwork, and then looked for another company that made a 6 foot wide tarpaulin. And there is one right around the corner. I know of 2. I said, you know what? The manager came over and explained to me how sad she was and how sorry she was. And I know her for 7 years. So I said, well, okay. I mean, I like her, but, you know, that went a long way that I like her. But then I won't ever go to that shop again. There was too much nonsense. So I says, okay, the poster material is 4 foot 6 inches. I want the full height of the poster. Yes, sir. And when I got back, no, I didn't get the full height. I got a 3-inch white border at the top, side, and bottom. So I lost 6 inches of the drawing of the thing. And when I got back, the print was already made, and I paid for it in advance. They didn't want to have no part of reprinting it. That's what I mean that's what I mean. When there is an executive decision to be made, any decision to be made here in the Philippines, you need to be right there to follow through with what you want, because they'll give you something different. But what did they do? They used a 4 foot 6 inch wide tarpaulin that I said I want full spectrum, top to bottom. And what they did is they cut out 3 inches of a border, a black line, and then another 1.5 inches or so of border. So they really didn't give me the full spectrum. They gave me, I don't know, they gave me 3 and 4, 8 inches less in the size of the drawing, even though we agreed it was going to be the full spectrum of the panel. And I had paid for it. And I said, look, I'll be back. What I have to do is I had to pick up something. I'll be back in a half an hour. And that's what I did. I came back in a half an hour, and it was done the wrong way. Now, had I been there, I would have watched it come out of the machine, the first start of the print, and I would have had them shut the machine off. And I said, no, I want it full size. But I wasn't there. And they did not want to compensate me. They did not want to make a new one. They did not want to give me a discount on a new one. They wanted to charge me the full price for that one and then the full price for the next one, which is bullshit. I told the guy what I wanted. He explained to the manager, yes, he said that. It was his mistake. He agreed it was his mistake, but no compensation whatsoever. Moving on, I got my poster and I came home. Then yesterday, I forgot even. Oh, so yesterday I went to the hospital. Now this is where again, prepared to be underwhelmed. Prepared to be underwhelmed. So Tuesday, what is today? Today's Thursday. Tuesday night, I get home and I call up the Romero Hospital, the Borja Hospital, Ace Hospital, and that's it, 3 hospitals. And I ask each, do you have the ability to give me a cardiac panel? Yes, sir. And a culture? Yes, sir. So how much is this first hospital? Yeah, how much is it? So they gave me a price, 1,500 pesos, $30, cheap enough. But, sir, I said, so let me talk to the laboratory. Yes, sir. So the laboratory was closed. It was late at night. I said, so are you sure you can give me a culture? No, sir. Well, how did you say yes, sir? Yes, sir. We normally do cultures, but I can't be sure that we can give you a culture. So this is, again, your time is invested into nonsense here. So you don't know about the culture, but you know about the blood test. Yes, sir. So why did you say yes, sir? Sir, I'm not sure, sir. So it's the run. They refuse to accept responsibility that they told you something that wasn't true to get you into the hospital. So you'll do one of the 2 tests at a minimum. So I says, okay, thank you. I hung up. Call up the second hospital. No, they're not doing cardiac panels. Their laboratory, for some reason, was closed down. Call up Ace Hospital. Talk to the receptionist. Yes, sir, we do both. Okay, I'll be in tomorrow morning at like 10 o'clock, which I did. I went there at 10 o'clock. I get to the front gate. I fill out that stupid paperwork, putting on my mask, putting on my shield, which is really getting old at this point. And the guard tells me cardiac panels are done on the 4th floor. But he didn't really seem like he knew what he was talking about. So I go to the front desk, and the front desk says, yes, sir, we do cardiac panels on the 4th floor. 2 people said the 4th floor. Must be the 4th floor, right? You would think the guard and the receptionist would know it's on the 4th floor. You would think that? Would you think that? Would you think that because you're asking the receptionist information desk what floor the cardiac panels are done and they tell you the 4th floor? Would you think that was true? Of course you would. She's the receptionist and the information desk, right? So on the way up to the 4th floor, there's the laboratory is right next to the elevator. So I go into the laboratory and I said to the girl, do you do culture tests here? She said, yes, sir. The girl sitting in the booth where the nurse's booth. And do you do cardiac panels? Yes, sir, on the 4th floor. That's 3 people. 3 people in uniform with ID tags on that work for the hospital said that must be the 4th floor, right? Go up to the 4th floor. They don't do cardiac panels on the 4th floor. They don't do them on the 4th floor. They don't do them on the 4th floor. They do them in the laboratory. They take your blood and urine in the laboratory, which is why I went into the laboratory in the first place. I didn't believe the receptionist or the guard, but I believed the person sitting at the laboratory desk was going to tell me where to go. So I go back down to the laboratory, and there's a different girl sitting in the booth. I said, you know, the girl that was here before, she told me to go up to the 4th floor to do a cardiac panel. No, sir, we do it here in the laboratory on the ground floor, which is why I went in there in the first place. Okay, just fill out this paperwork. So this girl, her name was not Trixie, but we're going to call her Trixie. Not because she pulled any tricks on me, but just because she looked like a Trixie. So Trixie gives me a bottle, maybe, I don't know, 3 ounces, 2.5 ounces, and says, fill this up. I said, fill it up with what? She goes, urine. I says, ma'am, I haven't drank anything in 14 hours. Yes, sir, just fill it up. I was laughing. I said, okay, I'll do my best. So she goes, when you fill that up, you come back, we'll do your blood work. So actually, I went into the bathroom. I turned on the faucet and I watched the water flow for a little while, which always helps you go to the bathroom. It's a proven subconscious thing. It's why when those guys are drinking beer and they're trying to do 10 mugs of beer, it's why they put on the video screen in front of you a waterfalls or a water faucet, because it makes you want to pee. That's why you can't drink 10 mugs of beer while you're watching the water flow. So it was a miracle, I tell you. A freaking miracle. I went into the bathroom, turned on that faucet for about 30 seconds, and I had to piss like a racehorse. I was going, holy macaroni, it works. So I filled it up, and I washed it off, dried it off with toilet paper and stuff, so she wouldn't have to deal with some disgusting urine. And and then she sat me down and I made a little video. I don't know that I'll post it or not. It might be for a members only video. And by the way, if you're not a member of my channel, please don't comment unless you're my friend. And that's been proven by past history on my channel. If you're not a friend of mine, don't come on my channel and try to kiss up to me. Yeah, you have such, I don't want to hear I have such a great channel. I want you to become a real man, a superman, or an alpha male. Other than that, don't comment on my channel unless you want to comment towards somebody else and direct your questions to somebody else. So she takes my blood, perfect, no misses with the needle or anything like that. Trixie was a wonderful girl, and she goes to me, call us, come back in 3 hours, we'll have your blood test. So I said, well, is there an amusement park around here I could go to and go on the rides? No, sir. How about a bowling alley? Is there a bowling alley here? No, sir. How about a movie theater? Is there a movie theater local around here? No, sir. Is there like a horse track around here? No, no, sir. We don't have horse tracks here. What about like where they race cars around in a circle? No, sir. Go-karts? No, sir. An arcade? No, sir. You go to the city for the arcade. I said, well, what will I do for 3 hours? She goes, have a seat, sir. She was laughing at this point. I said, you know what? I tell you what. Can you email me that stuff? Yes, sir. Boy, that should have been my first question. When you get to the Philippines, don't expect to go bowling. I don't even know of a bowling alley in Bohol. If there is one, I don't know of it. Movie theaters, the movie theater in the ICM Mall, as far as I know, was closed. The movie theater in the BQ Mall was closed for the longest time. I don't know if either one of those are open. Horse tracks, not possible. Bowling alley, not possible. Movie theaters don't exist anymore. And all that other stuff, go-karts and all, that was just fictitious shit I was asking her just to make her laugh. So anyway, not the United States. How about a park? How about a park? Is there a park around here with nice grass and you could make like a video? No, sir. The park it's 5 kilometers away. Okay, thank you. So I leave, and then I went and bought, I went from there, I picked up ibuprofen. I picked up some ibuprofen, and let me tell you about ibuprofen. The cost of ibuprofen in the Philippines is changing quite a bit in the last couple of months, so I bought extra few months supply. But so I went and bought ibuprofen, a little box here. And the ibuprofen went from up, of course, up. It went up in price again. Every time I go there, it goes up in price. So for 3 boxes, 300 pieces, it was 642. 642 pesos. So that's $12.84. The last time I bought ibuprofen, it was less than 600 pesos. Actually, it was like 1.8. So that was 642 pesos. And the last time I bought it, it was about 50 pesos less. So it went up about 8% in a few months, 2 months. These extra Uric pills are 84 pesos. The last time I bought those 2 months ago, they were 76 pesos. So they went up 8 pesos or 10%. They're raising medicine 8 to 10% every 2 months. That's been going on for years. So I bought a long-term supply here. Of both my medicines, etocorexip and ibuprofen. 300 ibuprofen and these etocorexip. These are pills that reduce the swelling. When you go to sleep, you take a pill. I take a half a pill. Works just fine. And it reduces the swelling at night in your feet or your legs or your body. So medicine is going up 10%, 8% every 2 months. That's what it's going up. It's ridiculous, but it is. Now, let's get on to the test results. We could do the test results now. So I'll show you the test results and what they mean. So the first thing I want to show you is the first test result, and then I'll explain to you that all of my test results are exactly well within the means of the parameter, or if the parameter set by that hospital for the norm is, let's say, 3.7 and mine is 3.8, that's 1/10 of a percentage point off. Not a big deal. The doctor, the Trixie, the girl who does the cardiac panel blood work, she said everything is fine, Mr. Fazio. Now I'll show you this so that we have the creeps of YouTube, the creeps. And that guy, the Taliban, that piece of crap that tried to troll me to get to say something bad about the Philippines, everybody knows what I say is the truth. But that is probably 90%. That's probably that piece of garbage that likes to make trolling videos, Richie Buong. 90%, I would say that's him. But I don't really care who it is. He's been trolling everybody's channel. He makes 3 or 4 nice comments, and then he throws a zinger at you. I refuse to have people like that on my channel. And he's got the Taliban 1, the Taliban 2, the Taliban 3, and now whatever that was, the Taliban, whatever that was. I don't really care. You people, you think I'm kidding. I'll make live streams for 5 friends if that's all that's going to come to my show. I don't care. YouTube is right in alignment with me. If you want me to conversate with you, as the great mama says, conversate. If you want me to conversate with you, I like that one. You can become a member, join my channel, and I'll have a conversation with you. I'll read your comments, unless they're nonsensical or stupid or they're entrapping, you're causing some sort of entrapment. Then I'm going to shit can you no matter whether you're a member or not. You're not coming on my channel and trolling me anymore. It's just going to happen one time and then I'm going to shit can you. YouTube is in perfect agreement with me. I tell people for years, if you want to talk to me in person, you can become a member of my Patreon account. And I've heard stories where, oh, that's illegal. You can't request people to become a member of your Patreon account so you can talk to them privately. It's not. Now YouTube agrees with me. YouTube says I could even set up through YouTube a Discord channel. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to give you options to communicate with me that work for me. I'm not going to do this Discord stuff. I'm not going to do that. I tried it. I'm not real sure that it works for me, but, but YouTube is actually allowing you to have Discord related to their channel. So I have been right for 3 years, 4 years. I've been telling you, if you want to have a conversation with me, if you want to ask me direct questions, you can become a member of Patreon. Now YouTube is giving you the option for $24.99, and they suggest that you have private conversations with your $24.99 members. You're not a member, don't comment. Just do yourself a favor, because it probably won't get read. And if it's a troll comment, it's just going to get you blocked. And I don't care. Like I said, you pieces of garbage out there that go to that slob's channel, that because you have a degenerate mindset and you're living your life vicariously through a freaking slob who pays street walkers. Last week he paid a street walking prostitute $90 for short term. And you don't want to become a member of my channel, but you give him money to hire a street walker for $90 for an hour, don't come on my channel. In fact, I'm going to probably, if I remember your name, like that guy Taliban is on the Slob's channel all the time, I'm just going to block you right from the get-go. I don't care. I don't care. And YouTube is in agreement with me. You can pay me to converse back and forth with me for $24.99. That's their suggestion. or you could just have your comments read for $2.99 or for $6.99. You can become Superman, and every once in a while I'll send you some private pictures of my construction projects from the past, boats that I built, people that I know, that you might be able to use facial recognition to see who my real friends are, things like that. So I'll show you. I'm going to open up one of the tabs for my blood work, and then after that, so I don't hold on a minute. I got to pull that up. Okay. So I just want to make sure none of my actual my email address isn't on this paper. Okay. Not. Okay. I don't really care about that either. So I pulled it up. I'll go through it with you. So as you can see, let's see, let's get that out of there. Okay, so it gives you my name, my age, my birthday is tomorrow, and here is the blood count. So the hemoglobin right here, the hemoglobin is in bold. You see that? It's 13.7. It should be between 14 and 17.5. So let's go to hemoglobin blood test on Google. What is the normal level? It's used to check for anemia, and it's within. Okay, so let's just go to what is considered a bad hemoglobin level. Let's just get cut to the chase. So, is usually defined as less than 13.5. So what was my hemoglobin? What did we have that down as? 13.7. So it's still within the range. It's halfway between mediocre and bad. But the nurse said don't worry about that. That the nurse at the hospital. The hematocrit is also, and it's off by less than 0.5%. It's off by 0.3 of a percentage point. But because of when I explained them on the carnivore diet, she said that could be the reason. In and of itself, it could be the reason for a low hemoglobin count. I'm not getting all the vegetables that I need to, I'm not eating any vegetables. I'm only eating red pork, only pork, no red meat. So 41, the hemostatical stuff there, where's this one? The hematocrit. Now this one, it says the normal hematocrit, the normal hematocrit is between 36 and 44. And what was mine? 41. That's normal, between 36 and 44. However, this hospital has it as 41.5 to 50. So Google differs on what's normal, and I'll call that a wash. And this MCR, it's only off by 0.1 of a point. It's not an important factor. Now let's go to. I want to make sure I got to cut something out in the next one, because. So everything else. Well, let's just go back to this. Everything else is perfectly in the normal range. Red blood count, neutrophil, lymphocytes, monocytes, all the other stuff, the platelet count, all the other things. So these three are out of range, but by such a small amount, it's insignificant. And then we'll go to the next page. I don't know which one of those represents diabetic, but my diabetes count is perfectly normal. I have no diabetes. So let's see. Which one of those was for... Which one of those is for diabetes? I don't even know. What blood test? What WHAT blood test for... I'm trying to... What blood test for diabetes? Okay, let's see. Blood glucose, blood sugar. Okay. Let's see. Can it be tested in a... Okay, so it's the blood glucose, it says, right? Or blood sugar. So let's see if that's on the first panel. Oh, hold on a minute. I got to cut stuff out of this. I don't want you having the link to my email page, especially with pieces of crap like that Taliban guy. Blood glucose. You don't see that test here. Anyway, I remember when I looked it up last night, it was perfect. So I don't have diabetes. Now, let's go to the next test. Okay. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, next test. This I like this word here, crematorium. It reminds me of Vin Diesel. The creatinine serum is 1.48. The maximum range it has here is 1.20. Again, it's only less than 0.3 of a percentage point off. So let's see what that one does. Where the hell was that? We could get rid of that one. Here it is, right here. Okay, so symptoms of high creatinine levels are typically associated with kidney dysfunction, renal insufficiency, and again, I don't have any of these side issues except swelling of the feet. Now that I do have, edema. But that's the only one of all of these, and that's true. But it's not, according to the nurse in the laboratory, it's not so far out of bounds that I would have to worry about that. And then we'll go to the last one. Oh, wait a second. Let's go back to this. Blood uric acid. It's not an important thing, actually, but it's a little bit high, but again, this one is 0.6, 0.6 of a percentage point off. All of these things she said don't worry about, and I'm not going to worry about it. And much 2 or 3 of the 5 things that are high, she said that's because of fasting, number 1. And number 2, because you see right here, it says fasting blood sugar. Well, when you fast, and I fasted for 24 hours, had a small meal, and then fasted for another 14 hours, some of these things change. And that was what she gave her diagnosis for, that this was normal within the boundaries of someone that's on the carnivore diet. And now let's go to the last one here. Okay, so the only thing here that's off on this page here is something called ketones, right at the top. Ketones. Now, ketones are a product in your body that is created when you're on the carnivore diet, because now you're no longer consuming carbohydrates. So your ketones are going to go higher. And once I told her I was on the carnivore diet for 60 days now, she said, well, then that would be normal. So that, it has something to do with the way the body burns fat and protein. It's a good thing that my ketones are high, because it means that my body is burning up the fat that's inside my body instead of me putting carbohydrates in my body, and that would be something I wouldn't want to do. So there you have it. That's my blood test. So, and the laboratory is totally okay with the results, based on that I've been on a carnivore diet for 60 days now. She said, what carbohydrates, what sugars do you eat? I said, none. She goes, how long has that been? Do you eat vegetables? I said, not so much. Maybe like I have an ounce of vegetables every other day, just to get the body circulating. And she goes, and how long is that? I said, maybe 18 or 20 days, no vegetables, just meat. So that was what threw off some of the numbers. But the diabetes, whatever that number was in the diabetes, let's say it was, diabetes starts at, I think, 129. I think I'm at like 125 on that thing. I forgot which one it was, because it's not important. It's not an issue. So when you have those creepy little men out there saying how bad shape I'm in, except for the edema that I do have in my feet. Well, now we're going to talk about the hospital, the Ace Hospital. Boy, they screwed me up big time yesterday. Not Trixie. But they did say, this is Steve Montella, you are so bang on. Welcome to the Philippines, prepared to be underwhelmed. Okay, so my blood work and my urine is all within normal parameters, or not far enough off to worry about anything. Now, I'm in the laboratory, and I'm done with my blood test, which took exactly, blood and urine took about, I don't think I was with Trixie for, I filled out the paperwork, and I may have been in her presence in the room to take the blood work. I don't think it took us 6 minutes to do the blood work. And then, of course, I gave her the urine, which I wasn't in the same room with her. Although I did ask her for a hand, she just laughed. Because I told her I have nothing to urinate with, and she said she just laughed. But anyway, she was a pretty cool girl. So now I said to Trixie, when I'm done with my blood work, okay, so who takes the culture for my wounds? I have a wound on my leg, and I wish to take a culture. Yes, sir. That laboratory is closed, but no additional information. That's just the way it is here. They won't give you additional information. You have to pull it out of them, like psychically, mentally. Somehow you get an 8-ball, magic 8-ball, and take guesses at what the real information is. So I says, well, the laboratory is closed when? This morning? No, sir. Today? No, sir. This week? Well, yes, sir. And will it open next week? No, sir. When will it open? We don't know, sir. How long has it been closed? A very long time, sir. But when I called up Tuesday night and asked them if they do cultures in the hospital, the woman outright blatantly lied, and she told the truth at the same time. Outright blatantly lied. She said, yes, we do cultures at the hospital, but forgot that the culture laboratory, or the people that do cultures, has been closed for months. But they still got you to go to the hospital for the blood test. But what if you were only going for the culture? You would have got up, got dressed, had breakfast, went to the city on a jeepney, took a tricycle to the hospital. There was no wait time at all involved. And then got there and they said the laboratory is closed. Well, the girl at the reception desk said that you do cultures last night at 8 o'clock. Yes, sir, she was mistaken. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. What if you spent 2 hours getting to the hospital to get a call? And then you go to another hospital. I'm not going to mention the names of them. But what if you went to another hospital that said they do cultures, but the laboratory is closed when you get there? So one other hospital that did cultures, their laboratory is closed, my friend. They don't have a laboratory open anymore. But if you called up and asked if they had a laboratory in that hospital, they'd say yes. And when you got there to use the laboratory to get results, they'd say it's closed. So theoretically, they have a laboratory, but it's just not open. But the question is, do you have a laboratory in your hospital? Yes, sir. Well, you go there, but it's closed. So why did they ask? They don't care you spent 4 hours of your day traveling back and forth. They don't have the brain power to understand that's 4 hours wasted of your life. They don't have it. They don't care. They just don't care about your time or how you spend your money. Just get that through your head when you move to the Philippines. Okay, what else was there? Not much. Again, I'm going to say this for the last time. And the last time today. If you want to have me read your comment, YouTube agrees with me. You should offer me some sort of compensation to take the time out to give you a shout out, or send you pictures, which is at the $6.99 level, or $24.99 says you want to be an alpha male. Real men, you could pretend to be a real man for $2.99. You could pretend to be Superman for $6.99, and you could pretend to be an alpha male for $24.99. However, for that short, brief period of time you're on my channel at any one of those 3 levels, I'll pretend that you're a real man, Superman, or an alpha male. But short of that, just don't waste your time coming on my channel. Go, as the other 3 or 4 people I shit-canned from my channel, told them go give the slob money, and they went and immediately did that. You guys are the garbage of the universe with arms and legs. You are paying a man to sit in a filthy bar and to hire basically unclean women as much as $50 a day on average, and sometimes last week $90 for an hour. You're giving him money to pay a street walking prostitute, not even the ones in the bar. He said he never picks up streetwalkers. And just a few days ago, he picked up a streetwalker and offered her, hello, how you doing? Do you have a line? Yes. And I'll give you, and this is how long the conversation took for him to pick up a street walking prostitute. Hello, how are you? Okay. Do you have a line? Yes, sir. This is the woman saying, yes, sir. And his response was, I'll give you 3,000 baht to spend the night with me. Yes, sir. Okay. And she just walked over to him like it was her brother. That's $90 US. And if that girl had a regular job, she might be able to make $8 or $10 a day in Thailand. And you give him money for this? Get off my channel. If I see the two names conflicting, that means everybody. I don't give a crap. If you're on his channel, just don't. Commenting on his channel, praising him, laughing at his bullshit, get off my channel. I'll block you immediately. I haven't been there in a week, but I do remember a lot of names. You are willing to give a guy money to have dinner with a prostitute and then to walk outside and pick up a street walking prostitute and give her $90 for an hour of her job description. And you think that's normal? That's just not normal. And here's how I can prove to you it's not normal. If you have a sister, a daughter, or a mother, would you want them walking the streets and having sex with the slob? And who does the slob's best friend appear to be? A guy named Ben, who admitted he likes women as much as he likes ladyboys. And the two of them are bestest friends. What else do they do together? And as far as his sidekick, Richie, is concerned, Richie will never, ever, ever show his face or who he is. Because Richie likes to abuse people in what he believes to be comedy, and other people could take offense to it. Richie would be in a world of hurt if anybody ever knew who he was and where he lived. That's my opinion. And as far as the slob is concerned, I cannot believe that he did what he did for 8 months and nobody robbed him, or that we know of, or tried to do bodily harm to him, that we know of. Can't believe it. And as far as him being a tough guy and coming to Bohol, just bet you gold, all the jewelry, all the diamonds, bet your life savings he won't come to Bohol. Bet on it. He pretends that he's coming here. He says he's coming here, but bet that he won't. It's not going to happen. He does it for show. He does it because he's a clown. Some things that he does are funny, but most are sickening to the root. Now, that's why I haven't been on the show. After he paid $90 for a street whore, I just haven't watched another thing. And then you have the creeps of YouTube asking Richie, well, Richie, your job isn't done yet. You have more work to do on Bama and Fazio. Dude, direct to you. What's coming down the pike, that you're not even going to be able to comprehend what's coming down the pike for you. Not from me. And mentioning my name in conjunction with something that may or may not have been illegal, I had nothing to do with that. You're just a creepy little man that throws out accusations without proof of anything. But those accusations, specifically that accusation, that you were clear as day that someone did something that may or may not be illegal, that went into a file that's going to the FBI. Just so that you know, that accusation that you made did not go unheard. Just so that you know that what's about to happen to you, whether you believe it or not, whether your lawyer believes it or not, just remember, you said those words, and people are reviewing excerpts. Oh, yeah, no, they just have excerpts of YouTube, and no. This is all documented. I told you there's a dossier on you, done by professionals. And I had nothing to do with it. You throw my name around like I'm the person in charge. I'm not the person in charge. I'm just giving you little hints. What's about to happen to you is going to turn your world upside down, legally, of course. You just don't see it because inside your little brain, you don't understand what's going on behind the scenes. And asking your lawyer if it's possible, I already talked about this. I have not done anything wrong. Haven't you been claiming that for years? And yet you have what? 200 people that are upset that you breathe air? That are upset that you won't stop this nonsense? 200 plus people? Well, I got to tell you, a few of those people got together and put together quite a file on you, and it's all being sorted out as I speak, and I have nothing at all to do with it, other than the fact I know about it. Dude, you're not coming back to the Philippines. Whatever you want to believe, you're not coming back to the Philippines. And if you do, you're just going to have more complications when you get back. All legal. All except for... there are some people that are pretty pissed off at you. I don't know. I would take that guy pretty seriously. So, with that, tomorrow's my birthday. I can't go diving. I've been declined to go diving. I have a few hours left. I think I'm going back. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to go back to the original hospital that I went to where the woman gave me the prescription for... Nah, maybe I won't do that today. I think I'll just let her prescription run out in 5 more days. And what's 5 days? Today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll go back there on Monday or Tuesday. Okay, then. I hope all you guys enjoyed yourself. Pass the word along to the trolls. They're going to be zero tolerance for trolls. In fact, now, Philip Gaynor, I have a special place in my heart for Philip Gaynor. If he's still out there listening, I don't know Philip Gaynor, and the possibility exists that somehow in the past we have met at a sit-down or a dinner to break bread with some people in Howard Beach, Queens. I don't know I know who he is on YouTube, but I have the utmost respect for Philip Gaynor. So even though he hasn't been a long-term commenter, he's in the cradle. Welcome to the cradle, Philip Gaynor. So you're always welcome to comment on my page. As for the other people, probably not so much. I think I'm going to start weaning everybody off. Now that you have the option to become a real man, a Superman, or an alpha male, I think you should take those options if you want to have communication with me. Now I just have to decide what I'm going to do today. It's sunny out. Very sunny out. I took my medicine. I have a letter to write. I have a letter to write my bank. I have to give them an authorization letter to turn my credit card back on. Wow. Lazada. I tell you what, my experience with Lazada just sucks. I can't even tell you how much they cost me. Well, they cost me 30,000 pesos precisely for additional charges for 2 machines instead of the one that they had, one in stock of. They've cost me 5 trips to the bank, 300 phone calls to the bank because my credit card won't work with them. And 2 conversations with Skype to get something sorted out with Skype because the credit card was declined. And 1 conversation with the bank, and then now I have to sit down for about 15 or 20 minutes and write a letter to the bank. And then have that passed on from my friend Scott. I'll send it to Scott if you're out there. I'm going to be sending you a letter and to send on to my bank representative. Because my bank representative of 18 years retired. And her email, instead of forwarding her emails to the person that took her position, they shut her email address off, which is probably okay, but I didn't have another email address for the bank. I only dealt with the boss, the manager. All right, let's see, anything else? To recap, I lost 30 pounds in 60 days. So that's a half a pound a day. And the Del Fuego said, right from the get-go, in the beginning you'll lose 10 pounds in a week, but after that, a half a pound a day is normal. So I'm losing a half a pound a day on average for 60 days. And I will tell you this, though, the avocado season is gone. I had to wait a week for these avocados to ripen up. And then they're ripe now, but if you're going to buy avocados, when they get ripe, they're still delicious, but they take a week to get ripe. And there's a lot of seeds in them. And I got to tell you, I'm going to tell you something else about the price of vegetables in the Philippines. Gone up nuts. For an avocado, it took a week for it to get, it was pure green and hard as a rock, and now it's starting to get edible. And this one needs to be eaten right away, tonight. Avocados went from 80 pesos for a kilo about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, but I didn't buy them 3 months ago. I only bought them since I went on the carnivore diet. 80 pesos to 120 pesos a kilo. Now, specifically for the idiots that don't know how to do math, 80 pesos to 120 pesos for a kilo of a product is a 50% increase. That's not rational, 50% increase. However, I think I told you the price of bell peppers, $8 a kilo for bell peppers. Now, Filipinos make $8 a day. They won't be having any bell peppers this year. Not red or yellow bell peppers, or even green for that matter. However, I will. I think I got something planned. I don't know what to do for my birthday. I always go scuba diving. I can't go scuba diving. And like I said, there's not a lot of stuff to do in the Philippines. I really don't want to work on my birthday. I might. Actually, I should go to the hospital with the nurse that gave me the prescription today and not Tuesday. Show the blood work and the urine analysis. And just relax. Pretty much relax. I also, when I go to the hospital, let me tell you something. That to the idiot and that keeps telling everybody I'm broke. And now he's got another lie that he says I'm 5'4". If I told you what I think should happen to you, they would take my channel down right now. But you are about to be taught a very, very, very legal and expensive lesson in real life. No matter the outcome, you have made enemies that you have no idea who they are and what they're doing. And to accuse the people, me and the other people, of sending out flyers, I could give you the law on that. First of all, I think it is against the law to send out flyers defaming somebody, so I had no part of that. But secondly, let's just get into putting out flyers. I'll give the people here a lesson on law. If you go and put out a flyer, you can put it on someone's fence. You could put it on their stoop. You could put it underneath a rock on their sidewalk. But you cannot put a flyer in the mailbox. So, if you do, you can go to jail for 7 years for that. Now, if you put me in the same boat with those people, and I don't know how the flyers were distributed, but if I knew those people that you say I know, and I had anything to do with flyers against you, which I did not, they would know not to put the flyers in the mailbox because I know the law. And how do I know the law? From being in business for 38 years in America. My men, when we had nothing to do, I would have two of my men that were very fast walkers go around and put flyers on people's properties. And my men once put flyers in mailboxes, right in the beginning, of course. The post office general manager, whatever, postmaster general, he called me up because I had my number on the flyer. He said, "Sir, is this you?" "Yes, sir." "Somebody's putting flyers in people's mailboxes." I said, "Yes, sir." This goes back into the 80s. He said, "We could arrest you for that." I said, "For what?" He said, "The mailbox is the property of the owner of the house and the U.S. Postal Service. Don't put flyers in the mailbox anymore." I said, "Yes, sir." And that was the end of it. So I know the law when it comes to putting out flyers. So to accuse me of putting flyers in a mailbox, like that little weasel mind of yours, so blatantly makes so many blunders in real life, and now another one putting my name in something that's illegal, dude, you're screwed. Don't worry. Don't just wait. Just wait a little while longer. It's coming. That lawyer that you got, no. Get a better lawyer. Get a better lawyer. He's about to. Well, any one of them about to get rich. Any one of them is about to get rich from, of course, your vast wealth. Oh, did I say that? Oh my God. Story has it, rumor has it that rumor has it that you're not as wealthy as you claim to be. That's what the rumor has. I don't know if it's true or not, but rumor has it that you are not as wealthy as you claim to be. In fact, there are other rumors saying that you're actually in debt. Now, they're rumors, of course, but when you come on YouTube and keep claiming that I'm broke, do you want me to show you my checkbook? You'll cry, dude. Not only will you cry, but you'll have to pay me $1,000, and I'll open up my bank account to you. Just one bank account. So you figure out a way to get me $1,000 of your vast wealth, and I will literally go to the bank and put that shit on the counter in a pile. And let's say you do that. But it's going to cost you $1,000. So don't stop talking about me being broke. I'm not broke. Money is destined for what I want it to go to, for tools and equipment for the hotel. But you constantly, dude, I don't know what I spent last month. Last month, 200,000 pesos. This month, I went through 50,000. That was including rent, though. And next month, when I buy the equipment, that's another 207,000 pesos for the equipment I'm ordering. 207,000 pesos. That's $4,000. So how am I broke? It's just your sick, twisted, demented variation of my life as opposed to reality. So just here is reality. Just let this sink into you. In a very short time, somebody that you don't even know is going to present to various agencies legally with lawyers and charges that may or may not stick, but you're going to have to defend against them. Okay? So, now I know you think I'm kidding, but I'm not. Now, why would I know this? Because people send me this shit all the time, just like they've been sending me information that was about to happen to you months ago. I made it perfectly clear that months, even a month or so, before you got your, before someone sent shit out to your neighbors, someone was sending me the information in my spam mail. Now, I didn't do it. I have no ability to send out thumb drives, as you say, and letters to your neighbors. That's because you did something very bad. You did something very, very bad. And there's a guy or woman out there, I don't know which one it is, a guy, I'm probably pretty sure it's a guy, that doesn't like you enough to spend many hundreds and hundreds of dollars doing that kind of shit, sending out thumb drives. You said, and that all costs money. What does it cost to send a letter with shit like that in it? I don't know. And you said it was from another country. What does it cost? $10, $12, $20, $30 per envelope? And it didn't come from the Philippines, you said? So it wasn't me, but yet you attached me to it. You can kiss my buttocks, buddy. You can kiss my buttocks. You can have the FBI or the NBI come in and data mine my computer. I have nothing to do with that, other than the fact that I knew about it and I mentioned it because I don't like you, just like you don't like me. Don't make no bones about it. You are beneath humanity as far as I'm concerned. So I let you know as a fact that it was going to happen. I didn't threaten you with that. I had nothing to do with that. So but you did have something to do with it, because what they sent out to your neighbors, what they sent out in the form of a letter, and whatever was on the thumb drive, which I don't know about what's on the thumb drive, it's your videos, your creations of YouTube, your public knowledge, public information, as you like to, public knowledge, public information, public knowledge, public information, disclaimer, all that shit is you. It's not me talking about you. It's not some guy talking about you. It's nobody talking about you with your big mouth making threats and innuendos to hurt, harm, and slander and malign someone's person. It's you. It's not me that did that. I didn't make the damn video. You made the video. They're using your words and your videos against you, and it is about to get well over your threshold of understanding. Really, it's really going to happen. I'm just making it clear as day that I do believe that the person that sends me these messages is telling me the truth. What more can I say? I think I'll head out. I think I wanted to say one more thing. When I do go to the hospital, we have a clinic right here in Bohol, so I don't have to go to the city. And they have, I think their doctors are as good as any other doctor. They're doctors, right? Got to be a doctor to be a doctor. And before I go into that hospital, let me tell you what happens. First thing I do is I call up a tricycle driver, because I'm going to have to make 2 stops. One at the bakery or one at the vegetable market, and then the hospital. So what I'll do is I will buy, there are 45 people, staff in the hospital. I'll buy everybody, maybe I might buy 25 apples and 25 oranges for a snack, which is, they're 10 pesos each, so that's 500 pesos. Not a big deal, $10. However, for that, I don't think I get a better service, but for that I get my money's worth of what I'm going to the hospital for. And they treat you with very great respect, the hospital staff. Okay? Now, I don't know if it's because every time I go there I give them snacks, and I don't know, it's just because they're professionals, nurses and doctors, but I give them something, a little something. I'm the only person that ever brings anything to the hospital for the doctors and the nurses. Now, these people don't make a lot of money. The nurses barely have enough money for living expenses. They make a little more than the average person, but to them, to buy an apple or an orange, or I'll buy 60 pieces of pan, which is more than enough, and whoever wants a double serving, which most of them probably wouldn't, they can have a double serving, or they'll have an extra 15 pieces for whatever they want for later after lunch. But I won't buy pan now. Maybe I'll just buy apples and oranges. But my point is that even though there are so many things wrong with the Philippines, these people still don't make a lot of money. And the nurses, and this is a reason why I do it. Now, I've been doing this since the first time I went to the hospital. I bring them something. Okay? And the first time I went out, now, they didn't have to give me an ace bandage, but they did. Now, because I couldn't get the right dressing for my wound. So eventually I got a cotton cloth that works just fine, but gave me a brand new ace dressing. Another time I went out, they gave me a tube of mupirocin, which is, by the way, like 250 pesos. 250? What am I talking about? 800 pesos. 800 pesos. Now, they had used quite a bit of it on my leg, but there was some left in the tube. So maybe they gave me half a tube. Well, 400 pesos worth of mupirocin. Maybe they couldn't use it on somebody else. I don't know, and I don't care. But it seems that each time I go to the hospital, they give me a little extra. And they all know. And now, from being a little generous, just a small 300 peso to 500 peso donation as snacks to the hospital, there are people saying hello to me. I have no idea who they are. They call me Santa Claus. Oh, and talking about Santa Claus, that piece of crap, the same guy we were talking about before, he says, I steal food from the Filipinos from the food pantry. Dude, you are just out of line with that crap. You are so out of line. You're just, or you could bet me something that I'll bet you, I can put a lot of money, let's say more than $10,000, no problem at all, on a table, and you put 10,000 on a table, and I'll prove to you that I'm well over 5'6". not 5'4" or 5'3", as you once said, because you're a piece of garbage, dude. You're a piece of lying garbage. Why would you say I'm 5'4" when it's so I could just stand on the detector scale and put the thing on my head? Why would you say I'm 5'4"? You get your nut off lying about other people's insecurities. I'm not insecure about my height. Oh yeah. One of those things on the blood test came back high. And you want to know why it came back high? The normal, let's just, whatever it was, yeah? One of those things came back high. And when I looked up why it was high, it was because if you're a man and you have extra muscle mass, more than the average person, that number's going to come back higher by half a percentage point. And that's what it was. So instead of, he doesn't get the extra. Dude, I could carry a 50-pound box on my shoulder, 1,000 feet uphill, up a slight incline, and not get winded. You couldn't carry a 50-pound, 51-pound box 60 feet. No one believes you even carried the box to begin with. Well, you lie about everything. So as far as me being out of shape, wait a second. Isn't that the reason you didn't want to get in the ring? Isn't that the reason? He's too out of shape. I'm afraid of what I'll do to him. No, that's not the truth. The truth is something completely different. The truth is, you watched me hit that punching bag, the speed bag, and that cured your mental illness about possibly getting in the ring with me. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's nothing. You wouldn't last 30 seconds in the ring with me. And it's good that you didn't get in the ring with me, because then you would have spent a lot of time convalescing. But you have a big mouth. You have a big mouth, and we can't do anything physical to you, but financially, you are this far away in the scheme of life, time frame. You're just a small smidgen away from having a financial avalanche fall upon your person. Promise. I think I believe it's true. So anyway, I think maybe I'll just go get some. I'm showered, I'm shaved. But then again, today is Thursday. I don't know. I could do that. I got plenty of time. I think I'm going to go say hello to the doctor and thank her and give her my test results. So I'll say goodbye to you people out there. And for you people that don't believe what I say about a financial avalanche about to occur on YouTube, just wait another month. I don't think it'll be a month. But you're going to hear one crying in the wilderness. You're going to hear that. There's going to be tears in the rain. Not exactly, but tears. A financial avalanche is about to be dropped on a YouTuber that can't keep his mouth shut or his opinions to himself and can't prove a word of it. And he's already been slapped on the hand, but that's nothing compared to what's about to happen. Nothing at all. So, from Mr. Congeniality himself, one of the things that you'll get if you become a real man and join my channel is I will send you the picture of my homepage. It's a cartoon character that I made up in conjunction with some other ideas that I had, in conjunction with, reality and fiction. I like to mix those up, just like the Twilight Zone does. I'm the same way as Rod Sterling. However, I'm a little different than Rod Starling because I'm still alive. So for any joining of my channel, if you send me an email address, I'll send you the original print that was given to me by the artist and the Aldea photo. Whatever they put on the screen, I think I got a 2.5 gig megapixel picture of what they put on the screen. It's not like it's just what we made on the screen. It was done in Corelware or Coral. We tried Photoshop, but Photoshop wouldn't do what we wanted. So I'll send that out to you, and I'll even send out other pictures that I have of some of the work I did in Key Largo, and pictures of when I get my drives out, pictures of when I built my boat when I was 18 years old, boat building pictures, real boat building pictures, stuff like that. So if you become a member of my channel, a real man, a superman, or an alpha male, that'll be one of the perks, but only at $24.99 will you be able to talk to me on Skype. So I'm Ping Permy from Michael Fazio in the Philippines, baby. And I'm Ping Permy from Mr. Congeniality, which means take care always. I'm Ping Permy, and goodbye for now. Oh, let me check comments. Dennis Adam. Oh, Dennis Adam is here. Happy birthday. Thank you, Dennis. Hey, Jack. Okay, well, we're back online now. Hey, Dennis. Yeah, I got your message about the tire company. But when I was told for directions where to go, again, wrong information, from the tire shop that sent me to whatever that tire shop name was. New Tire, whatever the hell it was. I even forget. Runway Tire. The tire shop that sent me is the biggest tire shop in Bohol, sent me to Runway Tires. Using the name Runway Tires, the tricycle drivers knew where to go. Therefore, it might not be the actual name, as you said, but it's what everybody knows how to get there by. Tricycle drivers know how to get there. They know how to get to Runway Tires. If you said Tagbilaran Tire Shop, they probably wouldn't know how to get there. Jack Thompson, let's see. Jack Thompson. Hey, Jack. No joke. It's about to happen. Says Jack Thompson. He knows. Financial avalanche. Jack likes that. It's about to happen. And why does Jack know? Well, Jack knows. That's why Jack knows. LOL. Okay, so thank you. Yeah. Jack, I won't be able to call you for a few days. I have to get my Skype back online, which is a letter I was supposed to write this morning. And I got caught up in nonsense. Man, you know, I'm a hands-on type of guy. When I gave somebody a price to do a job, I had to do the job or I didn't get paid. All the back and forth bullshit the customers want to put you through. When I went to this is the way I am, okay? When I went to a job, I looked at the job. I gave them a firm price. I discussed what the firm price would encounter. If they wanted, okay, thanks, Jack. If they wanted a written estimate, I would ask them one of two questions. Are you prepared to give me a deposit? Are you okay with that price? Today, are you prepared to give me a deposit? I'll write you up a contract. If they would say no, I would say, well, then I have a minimal fee of $25 to write you an estimate. If they would say no to that, I would say, okay, we're done. The price is history. If you call me next week, I'm going to change the price. Because I'm going to add $25 to the price for today's estimate that you refused, and I'm going to add $25 for my next trip back to write you up a contract. At which point they would say, well, what kind of businessman are you? I'd say, look, I'm the kind of guy that for 38 years never had a complaint against him, never rescinded on a job. Even according to the creep, that's been happening for years. It never happened. The creep just lies about that. But anyway, and when I give you a price, that's the job you're going to get. Hey, Jack. This is good news. Jack, I heard there's a doctor in... hold on a minute. Let me finish my thought. So I'm the kind of guy that's going to do the job, start the job on one day, and work through the job. I'm not going to leave your job till it's done, and when I'm done, I'm going to clean up. Now, you're not going to get that service from any other excavation contractor in Key Largo or deck builder. You're not going to get that kind of service. So if you want me to do the job, say yes and give me a deposit. Or pay me for an estimate. Now, moving on to Jack getting a colonostomy. Jack has a... He's a strange dude sometimes, Jack. Jack and I were talking last week. Jack said that he tries to go in for a colonostomy about once a week because he enjoys them that much. And especially when he tells the doctor to jam it in there really good. However, what Jack did was he made a gizmo, a gimmick, to attach to the end of the colonoscopy. That's the name, a colonoscopy. And it's basically a shovel handle with the shovel cut off, and the colonoscopy goes into the shovel handle. So now it adds, not only does it add 18 inches to the colonoscopy, but it goes from about 3/4 of an inch to 2 1/4 inches. So the doctor can actually shove the colonoscopy up there about 10 inches and then shove another 6 or 7 inches of the shovel right up there with it. That is the doctor that Jack has been going to for the last 3 weeks. He likes it. Jack likes it. And then he shared some private stuff that he secretes fluid. By the time they get up to the handle of the shovel, and by the time they get up to the handle, he's secreting fluids. No joke. He likes it. Jackie likes it. I can't believe it, but he said he likes it. It might even become a fad in America. Who knows? Jack's doctor could be patenting the thing right now. Maybe, I bet if it was up to Jack, he'd have attached like a 3/4 inch Makita hammer drill to that bad boy. Jack would be, Jack would be in seventh heaven, baby. Jack likes it. Surprised he hasn't done that for himself, like one at the house, a colonoscopy at the house, a shoveloscopy. I'm surprised he might even have a shoveloscopy at the house. Who knows? Maybe he just did away with the colonoscopy altogether and just backs up to a brick wall with a shovel handle sticking out of the wall. Jack is a very big contractor, you know. Jack could make one of those in hours, sand it down, varnish it, dado out ridges in it with a carving knife, make it look like a piece of art. People say, "What the hell is that thing sticking out of your wall, Jack?" Never mind about that. And he'll put a hat on it to disguise it as a hat rack. Well, I never saw a hat rack at the 3-foot mark. Yeah. So I could throw the hat. Jack's always got a backup plan. Yeah, that's just my hat rack. Don't pay any attention. It looks like it's not a hat rack, but it's really a hat rack. It's but in real life, it's a shoveloscopy. It's Jack's favorite wall now. It's Jack's favorite wall. Trump never built a wall, but Jack has a favorite wall now with his hat rack sticking out of the wall. Jack. Ah, Jack, I can't believe you made a shovel a Scopy. I back up to everything. That's right. Back the truck up. Back it up. Back it up a little bit. You're a funny dude when you talk to Jack in person. But Jack knows about that thing. He knows about that thing. I said the avalanche of lawyers' fees. He knows about it. And he knows about it from a separate place. Don't make any mistake about it. There's a lot of people that know about this. In fact, there are even people talking about. I'll leave that for another day. But the avalanche is coming. It's coming. It's coming. You might even secrete a couple of some fluid, but it would be from your tear ducts, not from your other members. It's an amazing thing what's about to happen. It's what you need. It's the help that you've always needed in spades, even though you can't believe. You don't believe. I don't believe. I already checked on it. You did not thoroughly check on it. What happened is you talked to a lawyer and he locked you into the deal. Oh, don't worry about that. Meanwhile, you got something to worry about. You think a lawyer is going to tell you what's involved with the next stage? If something is coming your way, he's not. The liar. He's not going to tell you. He's going to say, don't worry about it. We got that covered. And you're going to hire him. That's what they do. They lie. Hey, I got to get going. I did take a bath this morning, so I did wash my shirt and my pants. Going back and forth to the city 2 days in a row, sitting on that filthy jeepney and dirty tricycles, and I walked at least, oh God, I know yesterday I walked 5 kilometers at least, and the day before that more, as exercise. So the pants and the shirt, I washed the shirt at night, but yesterday I hadn't washed the pants yet. They needed to be washed when I got home yesterday, because it rained. It rained like it was never going to rain again yesterday. And I was walking in the rain, and I said, well, I'm wet now. So I just continued walking in the rain. But boy, that stuff, the rain water mixed in with your perspiration. When I got home, I was ready for a bath, and my pants was ready to get washed. So I do have my good pants on now that one of my subscribers gave me. Thank you very much. I'm going to go now. Again, Amping Permi from Michael Fazio in the Philippines, baby. And Amping Permi means take care always. That's right, baby. Bye-bye for now.